Good morning, it's Richard and
Paul.
And it's
Sunday Chat.
Yeah. Welcome. So, we're going to be covering a few subjects this morning on this grey,
very grey, overcast day.
Overcast, slightly damp, slightly rainy February winter morning. It's delightful.
Can you come up with any more descriptive things?
No. I could try.
Slightly sleety.
Is it slightly sleety?
Not at all sunny. It is grey.
It's very grey. Disappointing for a Sunday.
Mm.
Especially when the bulbs are coming up.
Yeah, they are.
They're coming up.
There was some crocus out at the allotments yesterday.
Is it crocuses or crocii?
I always thought the plural of crocus was crocus, but I thought if there are different varieties of crocus,
crocii.
they're crocuses.
Oh. There we are. Answers on a postcard.
Maybe completely wrong.
Crocu.
Sheep and sheep.
Crocu.
Crocu.
I think we should just make up words for things. Why not? Let's start a new language.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome. It's Sunday morning. Lovely, lovely.
Wait,
no, you don't need to do it again, Paul. We've had enough of that already. Thank you. Not this morning. We've got plenty to talk about this morning. We've got the results of the Cookery challenge, which
2019.
Well, yeah, it's this year. What's this?
That's a clap.
Like a seal.
I like seals.
Results of the Cookery challenge to announce the winners, the 3 winners, our top 3 as chosen by the judges and ourselves. So we've got that lovely news coming up. Yes,
Yeah.
You're going to have to wait for it, or you'll have to fast forward, whichsoever.
And then backtrack.
Then you'll have to come back anyway
Yeah.
to
So
watch
you
the
might as well
lovely
just
content
watch the
that we're
rest.
providing for you. I thought we'd agreed not to talk over each other, Paul.
I thought we'd agreed not for me not to talk.
You said it, honey. You said it. So, first of all, we must announce to you that it is World Pulses Day.
Yay!
Yes. World Pulses Day. Pulses, peas, beans, lentils.
Legumes.
What are legumes?
They're sort of like peas, beans and lentils.
Well, then it's pulses. That's
Yeah.
the word for it. Let's not confuse the issue.
Wait, it's the French name.
Yes, but we call them pulses here,
We do call them
don't we?
pulses.
Because we're in England.
We have pulses as well.
So, pulses, especially for vegetarians, are a really excellent source of protein. And we're always on the lookout for different sources of protein. We will try certain processed foods just to check them out, see what they're like. And the most recent one that Paul tried...
We both tried.
The most recent one that Paul tried cooking with was from the company called Meatless.
The Meatless Farm Company.
And we tried their mince, which is made from, what are the proteins, Paul, in that?
I haven't got my glasses.
Pea protein, soya protein,
pea, rice.
and rice protein. It was quite good, wasn't it? It was okay.
It was alright.
It was okay.
I didn't actually like cooking with it, to be very clear.
It did say to brown it.
It said to brown it, and I found it quite difficult to brown. Not quite sure why, but it clearly says brown in oil as you would do with beef mince or lamb mince or something like that. Found it quite difficult, and then when I added other things to it, it sort of came to a bit of a pink slurry, which I didn't think was at all appetising. And then it reminded me of Jamie Oliver's pink slime campaign.
Yeah.
But actually, I did add a few darkening agents to it, like
you
Marmite.
can add Marmite, can't you?
And I
Soy
put
sauce,
a bit of
tamari.
I got a talking stick.
Oh.
And I added a bit of cocoa powder just to darken it a little bit.
Yes.
And it tasted, the dish tasted nice. I think it was a bolognese.
Well, we did a bolognese. You did a bolognese on Friday.
Yeah.
And then the leftovers yesterday you turned into a chili.
Yeah, we added...
Great.
We added cumin, other spices, more chocolate powder, cocoa powder, not drinking chocolate powder.
No.
Obviously chili and kidney beans.
If you're adding chocolate to chili, it needs to be a dark chocolate
Yeah.
that isn't sweetened.
Yeah, don't use milk chocolate.
No.
And the reason that you add it is because it adds a depth of flavour.
Oh, it works.
It
really works.
does.
I know that I think Kelly does a chili dish. In fact, which I'd love to try at some point because it did look amazing.
It looks lovely.
And I think she adds a bit of
and you'll do the
chocolate.
Doodah thing.
Yeah, we'll do a link.
Doodah.
You know, a flying in link thing. A card, I think they're called.
That's it. Yeah.
So yeah.
It was
okay,
we had that with rice.
wasn't it?
I think it was okay. It's not. I wouldn't buy it again. Actually, I wouldn't.
No.
No, I wouldn't buy it again. I think that I prefer soya, dried soya, and flavour the dried soya up. Or other things that we do.
I think the only problem with all of these kind of foods, you know, corn, soy mince, corn mince, corn fillets, meatless, sausages, these are processed foods.
And
that's the problem.
Yeah.
And
highly processed.
Highly
foods.
processed. So we're kind of leaning towards trying to get our protein sources from pulses.
Cleaner protein.
Yeah, from pulses mainly. You know, nut roasts as well are really great. In fact, when we make a nut roast, what we end up doing is the leftovers, we kind of, you know, chop it up and add it to a tomato sauce as a pasta sauce or a chili.
Yeah.
Because it gives you that bite, that protein bite that is desirable in dishes like that.
We still haven't done a video of our...
I know, the nut roast.
Nut roast.
We're so sorry, we just haven't had chance.
And when we do our nut roast, I mean it's called a nut roast, but usually 50% of the protein in it is nuts and 50% is seeds.
Yeah.
Particularly sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds and a few linseed as well.
Could you make bread out of seed flour?
Oh yeah.
Could you?
Yeah, but it needs to be dried. But it has a different consistency. It's a heavier consistency because effectively pumpernickel loaf, which is pumpkin, has pumpkin seeds in it. That used to be made significantly of.
Because I'm just
seeds.
thinking you could make a no bread loaf.
There are no bread loaves.
Yeah.
No flour bread loaf.
Yeah.
Wheat. Yeah.
Maybe we should do a challenge around that. And maybe we could celebrate that with the Real Bread Week. Is it called Real Bread Week?
Yeah, Real Bread Week.
International Real Bread Week, starting from the 23rd of February.
23rd of February to the 3rd of March is Real Bread Week, which is an international bread day.
Bread Week, in fact.
Yeah, Bread Week, sorry, International Bread Week. And it's run by Sustain in the UK as part of their Real Bread campaign.
What's the website? Sustainweb.org, is it? Sustainweb.org, for those of you who'd like to look at that.
Is it sustainweb.org?
That's right.
I thought it was just sustain.org.
No, sustainweb.org, Paul. I've written it down here on my notepad.
And those of you who follow Planet Vegetaria may know that I'm a supporter of the Real Bread campaign and also of Sustain. I think they do an absolutely fantastic job looking at real food. So that sort of begs the question, well, what's
a
real
loaf?
bread?
Yeah, what are you eating that you buy from the supermarket? Huh? What kind of absolute rubbish do they put in those loaves to make them last for however long they last?
Yeah, I mean,
really, they last too long. I want my food fresh with life force.
Well, I think we all
Really?
remember as kids, bread used to go stale before it went off.
Yeah, it
so
didn't
your
go
bread
green.
would dry. Where nowadays, bread tends to form a mould on it.
Does it?
Yeah, it forms a green mould. That's
What,
why it
before it
turns
goes-
green.
What, whilst it's still moist?
Whilst it's still moist, yeah.
Moist.
Yeah.
Moist.
But the thing is, the food manufacturers have got various tricks up their sleeve to effectively fool the public. Herbal tea. To effectively fool the public, including things like processing aids. Now, a processing aid you will not see listed in ingredients on anything because it is termed a processing aid because it aids the processing of the product as it is made, and therefore it doesn't have to be listed in ingredients.
So when you say processing, it's like the mixing of it, the
Yeah.
amalgamating of the ingredients.
Yeah.
As it's going round.
Yeah, how it sort of slips around the bowl or slips around the dough paddle. Things are added to make that easier.
And is that to maximise all of the dough?
Not
So they
necessarily.
don't waste any?
Not necessarily.
Why?
It speeds up the process because if you do not if your paddle is not catching on dough as it would do in our stand mixer, then you're using less energy and it's able to turn much more quickly. And there's lots of different processing aids. So when you see something that is natural, don't just assume it's natural because it says natural on the packet, because that may not be the case. Do actually look into how things are made, because by understanding how things are made, you will have a better understanding of exactly what is in your food other than what's listed on the ingredients. I mean, if we go back to processing this Meatless, the Meatless Farm Company, there is a whole load of different extracts and flavouring and different things in there. All of those are ingredients, but there may be other things as well. The other thing to be aware of is that when things are added, though they may be natural there may be something like a colouring, a carrot colouring, that might not be actually natural when it's put into certain products. It may actually be synthetic. Things to make things have colour or have different taste. A lot of what goes into food nowadays, even if it looks natural, is synthesized. It's made in a laboratory rather than taken directly out of a vegetable.
What, synthetic carotene?
Carotene-like things.
Yeah, but it has to be labelled if it's such, doesn't it? It can't be labelled as fake carotene.
Well, we'll
Can it?
look into that because there are some things when you read on the label, like
There are words, aren't there,
Yeah.
that are used to describe an ingredient, which is the chemical makeup, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
it's like when I was making soap, to sell them, you had to list the chemical makeup of the soap in its whatever chemical name, you know?
But vanilla extract, that's one. So vanilla extract, you can have pure vanilla extract,
Or you
which
can
is
have
extracted,
flavouring,
or you can have a flavouring,
which is synthetic.
which is called a flavouring.
Yes.
Then there's also a difference between flavour and flavouring, I think, as well. One is natural, one isn't. Not sure which one.
Right.
But
Oh, it's too complex.
with extracts, again, it depends how something is extracted. It's like olive oil.
Oh, so the process that's used to
Yeah.
extract it could also contain other
Absolutely.
ingredients. It's a
Absolutely.
minefield.
It is. It is.
Absolute minefield nightmare.
I mean, what we should always remember is that when we are buying things in shops, the manufacturers that are making that, 99% of the time, they are making it for profit. So they will find ways of making things cheaper
Of course they will.
to maximise their margins.
There's a word for people like that. Begins with a C.
Corporates.
That's right, Paul. That's right. I was thinking of a slightly shorter word. Yeah, it's interesting though, isn't it? It's an interesting area. Unless you start thinking about these things and analysing them and looking at the ingredients and checking things,
Yeah.
you won't know. No.
And it's
Won't.
it's also sort of quite frightening, because the more research you do on things, the more you think, I mean, we have made a we made a decision that we like Linda McCartney sausages.
We do.
And we like Linda McCartney burgers.
They're a treat though.
We'll have them.
Don't eat them every day.
No, not every day.
Maybe twice a month.
But we know
Max.
they are processed. We know they are processed. We know that corn is actually a highly processed food.
We've said that.
And we have less corn than we used to. So yeah, we're making our own choices, and everyone needs to make their own choices as well.
But I would feel happier and better if we got our protein sources from our homegrown pulses.
Yeah,
Don't you think?
Yeah.
And come up with more inventive ways of cooking those pulses, those beans, to give us more variety. Because you make great bean burgers,
I made
which are
a
delicious.
I made a bean burger a few weeks
Yeah,
ago
it was
as
lovely.
as a trial, and that used our own borlotti beans, I think that was,
Yeah.
and also chickpea flour and vital wheat gluten
Yeah.
to which is the protein in flour. It didn't quite work, but
It
they
was
were
okay.
they tasted really nice, but they weren't quite the texture I wanted, which was something a bit more chewy.
You see, I think you could do something with probably seitan, shredded seitan, into a bean mixture.
Well, I think we're going
You
to be
know.
trying. I'm going to be trying to make some again. We made some last year. Make some again this year, and we'll do a video on it.
Yeah.
See how that goes.
Yeah.
We might do a
Experimental protein
chicken.
burgers.
chicken style seitan. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
But for
Something new.
for Real Bread Week
Mm.
on Planet Vegetaria, what we would like people to do in that week is show off their best bakes, whether that be sweetened bread bakes or whether that be natural bread bakes.
People are already doing that.
They are doing that, but we'd like to see a sort of influx in that week. Week commencing.
So get
the
baking,
23rd.
people. You got a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but
You
they
could
won't.
you don't have to do it that week. You could do it beforehand, take the photographs and pretend.
Yeah, you would do that, wouldn't you?
Yes, of course I
Yeah.
would. We filmed this on a Wednesday.
No, we don't.
Don't. No, we don't really.
We don't.
We don't. We do. No, we don't. No, honestly, it's Sunday morning. What can we show to prove that it's Sunday morning?
It's Sunday morning.
Okay, next!
Jane Kelly.
Oh, Jane Kelly.
Thank you very much, Jane Kelly. You want to thank Jane as well?
I
don't
do.
you?
I want to say thank you very much to Jane Kelly for sending us the maracas.
We got a parcel, an envelope, and I shook it, and I knew there were seeds inside, but you were hoping there were going to be maracas inside.
I was hoping for maracas, Jane.
But-
They're good enough. I'm quite happy to use them as maracas, but Paul wants to do something called grow them
We have
down the place, round the
an
corner.
amazing selection of seeds from
Incredible.
Jane. Thank you very, very, very much.
We could open our own seed vault.
Yes.
Richard
maybe.
and Paul's Seed Vault for
What-
the apocalypse.
What we do have in here is, as many people know, I'm sure, I have never been able to grow a radish to full size. Never ever worked. Now, I was sent some radish by Clarice, some black radish by Clarice, and we saw them at Hampton Court Palace, didn't we? Huge black radish. And then Jane has sent us some mooli radish. And also in there is another one called Crunchy Mix, which we're going to try. But inside is a little poem from Jane.
They're lovely, aren't they?
There was a young gardener called Paul who couldn't grow radish at all. But then he tried mooli and found he was truly the radish king once and for all.
Oh, Jane.
So thank you, Jane.
She's a card.
So we're going to... No, that's a card.
It's an expression.
No, that's a card. So I'm going to try and grow radish this year. That is one of my challenges this year, to try and grow radish to full size so that we can eat them. Now obviously mooli are slightly longer radish than the normal radish. I think they get up to about a foot long, something like that. Yeah. So they're like those black ones.
You have to
we
come
saw.
up with a radish recipe then. Or indeed, if they do turn woody, you could learn carving.
Apparently you can make holes in them and play them like a flute as well.
Well, there you go. That's a
There
new
we are.
hobby for this year. Yes.
So there we are. Thank you very much,
Lovely,
Jane.
thank you, Jane. And
Really
also, we
appreciate
wanted
it.
to say thank you to,
Michelle.
thank you, Michelle, for the lovely little Valentine's card. That was very, very sweet.
A lovely
Lovely
message
message.
inside.
Lovely. Thank
Absolutely
you so
lovely.
much.
Thank you
we
very
really,
much.
We really appreciate that.
Yeah.
We do.
Absolutely
Sorry,
lovely.
something just popped up on my phone.
What
I'm just
was
making.
popped up
No,
on
I'm
your
just making
phone?
sure we're still recording.
Oh right.
It's a
okay.
remote control for the camera. You see, my phone. I have to keep. That's why I keep looking down. You see, just checking it, because sometimes it can stop.
Oh,
if
you
it's
mean
on
looking down
record.
there?
Yes, Paul.
I thought you meant looking down there.
No, Paul. So that's lovely. So,
Can you read?
oh, Paul bought me a Valentine's Day gift.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
When have I ever bought you a Valentine's Day gift?
Oh, that's what I thought it was for.
What?
The Venus Flytrap.
Oh yeah, Venus Flytrap. Yeah.
I've always wanted a Venus flytrap. Now I know some of you have said, about them and,
What have they said?
how it can trap a bee or something. Was that a
Oh.
pitcher plant that
Pitcher
Shaz was
plants.
talking about?
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of killing a bee, but I've never really had a bee in the house, so... And if a bee did fly into the Venus flytrap, I'd probably save it.
Yeah, you go into panic mode. and
I would
it.
save the bee.
Yeah,
I've saved bees from spiders' webs before now.
yeah. We've
So-
had a bee in the house once.
Once, only once.
Do you remember Millie was chasing it
Oh
around?
yes, she was. Yeah.
Millie was chasing it around the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
We had to open the windows. Actually, it went out the front door. We opened the front door. Yeah.
You got the details correct then.
Yeah, I got those.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes. Venus flytrap. They intrigue me, and I just like the idea of natural fly removal. We do have spiders in the house as well.
Yeah.
But it's nature, isn't it? The Venus flytrap's got to live. You can't feed it anything other than flies, so you can't feed it pieces of meat, Paul.
Well, no, I
No,
said
you
to
can't.
Richard, well, do we have to get flies? Do you put them in the freezer if you get them?
No,
They
it
must
has
be used
to be
for insects.
No, it has to be alive.
But don't flies come back to life when they're defrosted?
No, I don't think so, Paul.
I'm sure I've seen a
I
video of that
don't
happen.
think they do.
I think I've seen a video of that happen.
Well, you find it and
I'm
you
gonna
can
find the
post it
video,
and share
yeah.
it. Thanks very much for that awful image.
Mm.
But no, Venus flytrap. Yeah, I'm so excited. It's tiny. So, and it just intrigues me, and this is part of nature. And, you know, it needs to eat. It's evolved that way. So I'm going to care for it.
And you're not allowed to...
No, you're not allowed to
feed
trigger
them
it.
either, are you? You're not allowed to put,
No,
like, baby bio or something in it.
you don't fertilise them.
No, you don't fertilise.
And they like rainwater.
Right, or distilled water. You better put a cup out now.
And gather
some rain.
They don't need an awful lot in the winter, apparently.
Right.
Just a little bit. So there you go.
So
That
we've
was
got
lovely.
a growing number of houseplants at the moment.
Yes.
Haven't
Lovely.
we haven't had them for very many years because our cats used to eat them.
Well, they used to systematically destroy them.
They used to do the
One by one.
pushing off.
Or they used to poo in the plant pot or dig the plant out.
Oh yes, I just remembered. Yeah. When
I had
we had
that beautiful bonsai tree as well in the downstairs toilet that Peanut decided to jump up and knock off one day and completely destroyed it.
Oh, I've forgotten that.
Yeah, died shortly after that. It's 30 years old, that bonsai.
I do remember we had a... Was that when you got together? Did we get something from IKEA? One of those...
When I got together.
When we got together, we got something from IKEA, a plant, and they used to use that as a litter tray, didn't
Yeah,
they?
we'd find poos
once or twice.
in
Yeah.
the plant pot.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So we stopped having plants.
We did. They were all destroyed, but now we're cat-free. We're enjoying plants again, and we're trying to get easy care plants.
Yeah.
I'm never, let's just make this clear, I'm never, ever having an orchid again. If anybody ever gives me an orchid
You're going
as
to
a
give
gift,
it back.
I'm going to immediately give it back and say I'm sorry, no thank you. Because we cannot keep orchids in this house. Doesn't work. It doesn't work.
No.
You know, they just don't live. We do have one which is what are they called? A cymbidium? Somebody told me. That's still alive. And that was given to us a year ago, just over a year ago, when Peanut passed away. That's still alive. And I've looked after it, you know. But the orchids that I've been given, I looked after them, but they all died. All of them. I don't want them. I don't like them. That's it. Just get clear on that.
So no orchids. So I don't need any seeds to plant.
We're not doing orchids ever. I don't
orchids.
actually like them that much, really.
Don't you?
Although I want to go to the Orchid Festival because of the huge array of colour and beauty. They are beautiful, but I don't want them in my house.
That's
I'd
at
rather
Kew Gardens.
I'd rather have a Venus flytrap.
The Orchid Festival is
At least it does something. Orchids don't catch flies. They're a bit like pandas. They're the panda of the plant world, aren't they? Useless. I've finished.
So the Orchid Festival is at Royal Botanic Gardens, Kew. It's on now. Started yesterday.
Yes.
Not quite sure how long it's on for. Do you know how long?
I think it must be a few weeks.
I think it must be 3
They
or 4
are
weeks.
doing evening sessions.
Are they?
After dark.
Oh.
All lit up beautifully, I think, with
Well, I hope so.
Colombian music and Colombian coffee, Colombian dancers. Yeah.
God, that sounds dire to me.
I think it sounds rather fun. I'd quite like to go and do a little bit of dancing at Kew Gardens.
Are you adept at Colombian
Oh,
dancing?
yes. But I could drink some Colombian coffee. Get that Colombian buzz.
Of course, the only thing with things like that is there's lots of people.
No, this is a small, it's certain evenings only. You have to book online and it's limited, very limited.
To like 2,000 people.
No, it's in the Princess of Wales Conservatory. That's where it takes place, and you go through the Jodrell Gate. So it's going to be like when I did that after hours thing, when I won that competition.
Is the Jodrell Gate by the corner?
By what corner? It's on the...
By...
You met me that time. Do you remember? You picked me up when I won that competition and did that evening photography session. Anyway, whilst you're musing on that...
Well, no, I'm trying to think which Jodrell gate is.
It's just a little tiny gate. It's not open
Is
to
it
the
by
public.
it's by...
It's not open to the public.
I don't care whether it's open to the public. Where is it? Is it down
It's
from
along
the
that wall.
tea shop?
It's on the same wall where the Princess of Wales Conservatory is.
So it's down from the tea shop on the corner where the junction is, where all the cars go boo boo boo. Yeah. Yeah, I remember now.
Okay, good. I'm glad you've pinpointed the exact location.
Well, if people are going to go to the Orchid Festival,
They
at
can
night,
look on bloody
they need to
line,
know where it
Paul.
is.
We're not Kew Gardens website.
Well, send them an
You're not a
invoice.
human GPS.
Well, actually, I'm used quite often like that.
Right, it's time. The time has come. Yes, to announce the winners of
Richard and Paul's Cookery Challenge 2019.
Well, it isn't 1895, is it, Paul?
Well, next year it will be Richard and Paul's Cookery Challenge 2020.
Okay,
So it's a 2019 one now.
so it was very difficult.
Yeah.
It was a difficult decision because all of the entries were lovely.
Mm.
All of the entries there was variety, there was different types of dishes,
Different
all-
facets of nutrition.
different facets of nutrition, all extremely edible, all very lovely to look at. You all did an excellent job of presenting your dishes to us. But in the nature of it being a competition, there has to be winners and there will always be losers.
Well, they're not losers. Well, they're not. They just haven't won.
There are winners and losers. I don't subscribe to this everybody's a bloody winner.
I didn't say
It's a
that.
bloody competition, Paul. It's like the children at school. Oh, you came last, but we'll give you a cup anyway. No! If you lose, you lose. If you win, you win. That's it.
So the losers don't get anything.
Aha!
Aha!
We didn't say that.
So they're not losers.
Surprise, surprise. Everyone's a winner. Yes. Yeah, all right, Seal. All of the entrants will be receiving a consolation prize.
Of.
Well, that would be telling.
Oh yeah, we're not going to tell. No.
So make sure that if you entered, you have supplied your name and address.
Well, they haven't because we didn't ask for that, but we will be asking you.
Please
for your
supply your name and address.
Are
to
you
us.
just rambling this morning?
No, I'm giving factual information. Anyway, we had to choose the top three. That is three, isn't it? The top three.
We didn't have to choose. The judges.
The judges collectively, including ourselves, were given the task of choosing the top three. This was immensely difficult, but we judged on nutrition. Well, we judged on a combination of things. Nutritional elements, seasoning elements, because that's very important in vegetarian food, that seasoning is done well to really enhance the dish. The nutritional elements, we're looking for a reasonable broad range of nutrients, bearing in mind this is only one meal of the day. Yeah. We also judged on appeal, how each judge personally felt about the dish and its overall appeal to them, and whether it said, yeah, I want to cook that now and I want to eat it. Yeah.
Which several of the judges said that their choices absolutely did.
So all of those elements went into it, and we did put in place a scoring system.
Yeah, so each of the judges had to choose their top 3.
We've just said
and put it in order of first, second, and third.
Yeah.
And then I ascribed numbers to them, and we found the top 3 overall.
Okay. And in actual fact, there isn't a third place. There are 3 winners, but 2 people came joint second in terms of scoring. So, we're going to describe those 2 people in joint second place. Okay? And in joint second place are Marta Pakowska. I'm sorry, Marta, if I've pronounced that name incorrectly, I do apologise.
You didn't.
With her vegan sama. And the other person in joint second place is Ken from Verdigris Market Garden, also Ken's Kitchen Garden, with his 3 Sisters dish.
Yeah.
And in overall first place, have I got an echo in here, is Trevor J. Brown with his salted chili noodles. Congratulations, everybody. Well done. Well bloody done. It was... Well, I'm sorry. Sometimes one has to swear. We were absolutely knocked out by all of the entries, and we will be putting links to the top 3 on here so you can look at them, and we will also be cooking the top 3 ourselves and doing videos. All of the entries were really great quality. The winner was relatively unanimous, wasn't it?
The winner scored highest by quite a few points.
Yeah, and I think, Trevor, the overall appeal of the dish, the way you presented the photography, the way you showed how you'd used your seasonings to great effect. I mean, the seasoning list was brilliant.
Seasoning made it, yeah.
That was very, very clever to do that. And the overall appeal of the dish was that we just straight away said, we've really got to cook this. And it was a relatively good balance of nutrition. So well done. Everybody else, commiserations, but you did beautifully. You will be receiving a consolation prize. Everybody's a winner in this. Trevor, you'll be receiving our goodie box, which is going to be packed full of all sorts of different things, a surprise goodie box, and also £20 worth of Amazon gift vouchers. So well done. And well done to everybody else. You all did a superb job. Thank you very much. Well done. Yay! Lovely. So, Paul, anything else?
No.
No, I think that's it for this week, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good. Good.
I'm quite exhausted. I don't know why, but I'm quite exhausted.
Yeah. And you've got a bit of a week to come as well.
Yeah. My tablet's agreeing with that. Yeah.
So, we're going to say goodbye. Have a great week. You'll see me midweek for
Wiley Wednesday.
I don't know what I'm going to do. Not thought about it. I have to think about it. And also there will not be a live chat on Friday.
Oh no.
No, you know why. Huh? So yeah, no live chat this week, this Friday. So apologies for that in advance. We've got other things going on this week that will be demanding our attention. So thank you very much for watching.
And also Sunday chat, or as we call it, Sunday chat.
What, there won't be a Sunday chat? Oh no, there won't be, will there?
No.
Oh no, there won't be a Sunday chat either next week.
So that may be delayed a day or two,
Yeah.
depending upon happenings next week.
Yeah, so we've got some personal stuff going on next week that means we're going to be possibly a little light on the videos. It may be that I have to rejig a few things and possibly provide some different videos for you. I don't know, we'll have to see how it goes. I might do a vlog this week, a pure vlog. So we'll see how that goes. So thank you very much for watching, and it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from
you.
me.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye.
Lots of love.
Bye.
See you soon.
Bye.
Come again.
Bye.
Yeah, I hope to see you again soon. Bye. Bye.